I'm gonna let Dee do the intro this time. Let her take it off. Do her thing.
I don't know
I'm
why
cutting
you
and
do
pasting.
that when I don't have a screen up. Like we have
Look,
this whole dialogue before we get on the screen, and then you go,
you don't
Dion.
need a screen.
Dion's not going to do it. Your
You don't
screen
need
is
a
up.
screen.
You're going to
You don't.
say, hey, this is Welcome in Women in Linux. I'm Dee, and you're going to be like, that's Tam, and we are Women in Linux.
Look at that.
Yay!
You did
And
it.
so,
You did it.
Tam, pull up your screen.
Oh, I'm not ready to do that. I'm just having a conversation right now. We're not going into the
Uh,
screen.
about what? What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? Hey, Tashika, how you doing?
I don't feel like this is very loving. Let's
Oh gosh, I don't know how much more love you can get.
let's calm down and we get the pillow.
Oh, you need a hug. Is that what that is?
You need to calm down. It
Is
need
the
to
pillow supposed to be me?
be peaceful, be kind and loving. I have my I had a little thing here. It don't do the little thingy though. Just need you to calm down. Get you to calm down. What's up, Just Jay? Did you get your laptop set up yet? What's on the agenda today?
I don't know. I don't have one.
You don't have one.
Let me
We
see.
have an agenda. We got a lot of topics to discuss.
Let me open up the agenda to see. They are just links, and it kind
They're
of looks
linked,
like
but the last show is one, and then this one. Um, I'm still cutting and pasting from the last show. Oh, this is why I want to start at on the first one because that was important. Got a lot of spillover and stuff, just things that I want to talk about.
thank you, Tashika. I thought we was doing How We Linux. Thank you,
We are,
Tashika. That's what Tashika said. I thought we were doing How We Linux.
we are.
Two different shows,
We
two
got.
totally different things, but she's a
They are.
Scorpio, so whatever is up here has to come out of here.
Just gotta get out. We can't wait.
I don't
We ain't gonna be
I don't
holding
know.
all
I
this
don't know if
information until next week.
anybody out there has Scorpio in their life.
We ain't gonna hold this stuff to next week. We got a lot of stuff to cover. A lot. We're gonna start this thing off right. All right, so I'm copying my stuff over so I can just click to them.
Uh, I don't see. I don't DevOps with Novella. It is on the homepage of YouTube. It's on the homepage. I don't. It's on the homepage.
Yeah, the DevOps.
It's actually the first video. In the meetups, in the meetup playlist on the homepage. It says DevOps with Novetta, if that's what you're looking for.
Yup. We about to get busy. I think I got everything I need.
Just Jay,
Well,
so I'm about to give you your first lesson in tech. You're going to have to research that. You're going to have to click on the videos and research that.
What you
Hopefully,
trying to
you
find?
are a member of the RXCHA channel in Slack. That is going to answer a lot of your questions. Love you, but we're not going to answer a lot of those questions here today. So you're going to have to dig in a little bit. I got faith in you. It's Black History Month. You can do it.
All right, I got all my stuff up. All right, welcome everybody. Um, we are Women in Linux. I'm Tam. This is D. Yeah, that's D. Um, where we have talks about everything from tech to stocks to encouragement to lead them haters along to I don't even want to say let them haters be your motivators. I don't even want to say that because that means you got to keep up with them. Like, just let them fall off like flies.
I had a friend that had a whole single called Shake Them Haters Off. Shake them haters off. Shake them haters off.
You take the load off, or you take.
No, Shake Them Haters Off. That was the name of the song.
I
Take the
ain't heard,
Load Off was another song.
okay, I ain't heard
Two
shake.
different singles.
I ain't heard shake them haters off.
Out of Texas, girl.
Okay. We know you's a trap empress.
Don't be telling these people lies like that. Do not spread lies. Nip that foul tongue in the bud. Burn your tongue.
We know.
Burn that. Burn
know.
that. Just because a girl likes trap tunes, don't be
That means you're a trap empress. We know you like.
Don't do that. Don't
trap
do that.
empress.
Don't do that.
Trap.
Don't do that.
You can find her in the trap.
Not actually. I'm in Colorado. Not the trap.
In the trap.
No, actually, no. 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 Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm a nice lady. Don't do that.
In the trap. You're a nice lady.
Like T.O. Don't put that on me.
You're a nice lady in the trap.
That is not my record does not speak for that. Don't do that. I hear a dog. Does somebody have a dog?
There may be the red dog coming for you. I can't.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm gonna do like that little baby did.
Oh, FYI, we had this conversation before. Do you want to play spades this evening?
I see what this show is going to be about today. I should have never gave you a donut.
D, did you want to play spades? You didn't answer the question.
Not with you.
Why not? Because I need for you to pay attention to all 13 cards. Spades all day. Joker, deuce.
Tashika, congratulations on your retirement. Whoop, whoop.
Joker, deuce. Joker, ace.
Shake them haters off. You know that song. What?
I don't know that song. Who is it
Black
by?
is one of my good friends.
Who is it by? Is it a group?
No, one guy.
I don't know that song.
Out of Dallas, Texas.
I don't know that song.
Not you. Billboard.
I'm not. My mom didn't let me listen to trap music. I was listening to scores from ET.
I think we all were at that age.
She don't let me listen to trap music now. Oh, 99 and 2000. I don't remember none of that. Quint Black. I don't know who Quint Black.
No, actually, I didn't live in Dallas, but my mother is from Dallas, so I do have family there, in Dallas. So, but in my past life, I was in music promotions, and Short Records was one of my clients, and Black was signed to Short Records, and so that's where we met, and just cool people. And actually, Black Jesus is Slink Capone. He was signed there. Um, I mean, just a lot of good people. So Tanika is telling lies, fairy tales, and fantasies. She grew up in a trap.
I know I grew up in the
She's
South.
the empress. She's East Atlanta's finest.
You see, we have to recognize the real. Co-host, whatever. I can make it real easy for myself. Hold on. The person that's on the screen, right there, is the trap. She is the
The
trap.
person that's on the screen is.
I'm from Atlanta.
East side. Stand up.
I'm from
Woohoo!
Atlanta. I'm from Decatur. Hold on. Let me say it right, because people like
Zone 6.
people like,
West.
oh, you from Decatur, you ain't really from Atlanta. I was like, look, people who live and are from Atlanta, anything that can get us from where we live at 15 minutes into the city is Atlanta. That's how we look at it. So Glenwood, Gresham, Candler Road, we consider that Atlanta. That's just what it is. Take 15 minutes to get to Atlanta. Hell, it may take you 15 minutes to get to Buckhead from downtown or something like that. Depends. That's just what we call Atlanta. Decatur, Ellenwood, we don't consider Ellenwood. We don't consider Ellenwood. But we do consider Decatur. And when I say Decatur, Decatur off of 20, because there's a difference between Decatur and downtown Decatur. Because a lot of people you talk to, they be like, "Oh, you from Decatur? Your family had money." No, that's people that live downtown Decatur. That's a different type of lifestyle, different type of money. And then you got when I say city of Decatur, then you have what I consider East Atlanta, Decatur, little 5 Points, over there by the Zestos, Wax and Fats, Savananda, uh, over there by that now it's a Target, Emmon Park, all through there, even all the way down to if you going straight down Moreland, and I'm just going straight down Moreland. Moreland intersects Memorial Drive. Well, is that Memorial? Or is that Glenwood? That's Glenwood, ain't it? What's that Moreland? I mean Memorial. I can't remember. I always get it confused. I'm thinking that's Memorial. What's that Glenwood? I think that's Glenwood. I can't remember. But anyway, going down that road, Columbia Drive, all of that.
Trap Queen.
Uh, Avondale Estates. Um, yeah, but I consider East Atlanta right there by um, coming off of 20, and on Moreland. Then after Moreland, you got your Boulevard or whatnot. But anyway, those are all the areas that I consider like East Atlanta, Decatur-ish. Yep, I-20 East, I-20 West, depending on where you're at, where you're gonna party at, old school parties. We don't want to mention Kaya Visions. Look, D getting excited now. 112, Kaya Visions.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's not excited. I've been there.
Mm. All right, let's get cracking. All right, so we do an intro last show. We'll do an intro this show. We're Women in Linux. You can find us on social media at womeninlinux.org. You can also find us on Slack. You can find us on Clubhouse. The Patreon should be up soon. We got to get that up because I already have videos that I want to post in there. I have also some topics to discuss and stuff like that. We actually want to do some one-on-ones. I actually want to see if we can do some meet and greets. Um, D probably won't attend. D, you attending the meet and greet, so it's just gonna be me.
What do you mean?
Like if we did a meet and greet at like the Rose Bar or something like that, what you thinking?
You know me.
But what about a meet and greet at Roof Chris?
You know me.
A meet and greet Ocean Prime,
You know me.
Nordstrom's.
You know me.
That means yes. What about a meet and greet in let's say what's a good city? Atlanta. Well, y'all drop some cities. These gonna have to be weekend meet and greets too, by the way. Won't be during the week. So Atlanta, Tampa, Miami, Dallas, Houston. Somebody say Houston, DC. Yeah, we do one in DMV. New Orleans. We've been there in a minute. No, so far DC winning. Where in DC? Are we downtown DC? Are we going to Baltimore? We're gonna do something in Virginia. I mean, I know if you live in Baltimore, you're not coming to Virginia. You know, I know y'all are allergic. I know your car can't go over the line. DC. All right. All right. We gotta plan something for DC. We'll have to do something for DC. Um, after the hey, how you doing? After the weather gets better, we'll do something for DC. Most definitely. Oh yeah, Atlanta is always on it. Tashika, you may have to ride from Huntsville to Atlanta. I mean, you ain't that far. Talking about they won't even stop in Northern Virginia. No, they won't even stop in Northern Virginia. Um, yeah, you're gonna have to ride from Huntsville to Atlanta because that ain't that far. That far. What's that? 3 hours? You we pick someone nice if we do something in Atlanta. Um, I don't know. We probably have to aim for something like I don't know, maybe April, May. I don't know. The before D's birthday. What's going on, SB? Because I don't know what D gonna do. What you gonna do for your birthday, my G?
You know me. I have no idea. Hopefully, I get a good gift.
And what would you consider a good gift?
A car.
A
I want
car?
all these trips. I need a conversion van or a little RV, C class RV or something. Cause you know me. I don't think I'm getting on a plane.
The UK? I don't know. Actually, no, that's not this. That's not. I had to get in touch with my travel agent because there's a cruise. It may be a little bit too long for me, but I think it's 10 days or 14 days on this celebrity cruise ship. It's a huge ship. It's like 5 floors, something like that. And it's going around Italy, and there's a couple other places it's going around. So it's got like a lot of stops. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm tempted to I need to call her and get on it. Um, but we got some stuff coming up. Got some time. All right. If you want to connect with us on anything else other than social media, you can connect with us on Slack by hitting connect on the actual page. On the website. Once you hit connect, it would then ask you for your email address. It drops you down into our Slack group. And if you want to donate, you don't have to donate with your money. You could donate with your time. You could donate. I think D said you could do chapters as well too.
I
Uh,
mean, if you look at the videos, you could just jot down some timestamps. That'd be great.
yeah. So the timestamps help people so we can refer people back to what we talked about, because when you like if you do a Google search or something like that, it'll come up with timestamps. If you did a search, and then you could just highlight and pick and just go to that particular time and keep it pushing. That way you don't have to sit through like an hour or 2 hour or 3 hours. You just go directly to that. But sometimes you miss stuff that we may be talking about in between. So you more than welcome to check it out, and get the time steps done. All right, so some of the stuff that I missed. Oh yeah, you can always just donate with money as well too. All right, so some of the stuff I missed on the last show, I wanted to catch up on this show. All right, and it's kind of a mix anyway, so it'll be good. So this was something that I found interesting right here, right? How to explore wealth opportunity with NFTs. And I also have a set of links in here on how to create NFTs on your Linux boxes. So it's kind of like, investment and NFTs all in the same, I mean, investment and Linux at the same time. But I thought this would be cool. So explore wealth opportunities with NFTs. So here, at first glance, NFTs might seem like a strange fad where young, overly wealthy individuals throw money into it. The concept began in 2014, but it has gained traction in 2021. In the amount of time, wealth opportunities with NFTs have gone from being laughable gimmick to a genuine source of value. Now, you do remember last week where we talked about the NFT that was being placed on a house out in Gulfport, Florida, where they bought it for 250. They renovated it. Um, they renovated, and now it's on the market. Well, Zillow said it was worth 520, but they renovated it and they're selling it at a starting at 650. All right. So, and then it also has a mural inside of where it can be treated as an NFT too. So you can make multiple streams of revenue off of that one house, right? So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this from that perspective. Uh, different streams of revenue, even some of your art collections as well too. All right, so in here there was like, let's look at investment opportunities. Okay, so we have a look at NFT investment opportunities. When increasing our wealth opportunities using NFT, innovation has risen. Here are a few ways NFTs are emerging as profitable ventures for both investors and creators. There are a lot of investment funds that have been created around crypto. A couple of them are in the billions. A couple of them are NFT based. Some are Bitcoin based. Some are Ethereum based. It depends on the fund and how they're building it out. So let's talk about benefits of the resale market. The initial sale of the NFT involves a fair amount of expenses for the seller. There are fees to mint the NFT and get it certified and ready to sell via the blockchain. In addition, there are gas fees, which are essentially transaction fees for using Ethereum blockchain, and the fees owed to the NFT marketplace. So it stands to reason that the creator has one shot of making a profitable sale on their NFT, or they could run the risk of losing money on the endeavor. The biggest sale for the NFT creator will likely be the initial one. Still, there are significant financial benefits of the NFTs resale and or secondary market for buyers and sellers. And so they go on a little bit more into like an example of the 12-year-old in England was recently able to sell his NFT collection for 255,000, then bring in an additional 95,000 from a secondary market sale due to his 2.5% resale royalties agreement. Right? So then it says, depending on the exact wording of the royalties agreement, an NFT creator could stand to get a cut of the profits every time the asset is ever resold. So that mural that's sitting in that house, you could stand to gain assets on it every time it's resold, right? This allows creators to potentially have long-lasting, recurring income from their pieces. Then they talk about NFT centered entertainment. All right, so the NFT movement has opened uh, up more than a new asset class. It has unleashed an innovation option for artistic creation with digital space. It's reality that has been lost by on creators of the new NFT project called Deadheads, an entertainment brand that allows people to own their characters. I think what's his name? What is Kylie's boyfriend, husband, whatever his name? What is his name? Travis Scott. Is that Travis Scott? Yeah, he does concerts as well too in the metaverse. So you got people that already been in it for years, just doing stuff like this, right? So let's get back into it. I used to work in films, explained the project founder Jeremy Jensen. I made a film of my whole life, and I realized that within the whole film industry, labor's not creative. I realized and I realized within the whole film industry, labor's not creative. During that time, during his tenure in the art-heavy world of film, Jensen quickly realized that most films involve hundreds of people, all hustling to execute the creative vision or two. The founder uh, adds that to turn this vision into reality, they created a 3D character that everyone could own. So once the characters were minted, it would give the community a sense of ownership, not just over NFTs themselves, but the show as well. As Deadhead site explains, imagine that you own Obi-Wan from Star Wars character. So I'm gonna stop it right here because I want to bring this up because I didn't copy the link. But since we're talking about ownership, um, let's talk about this. And this is a little something that we need to highlight. All right. So let's go back here and drop this here. So since you can own these characters in the blockchain, there have already been racist meta slave NFT projects created. There's some called Floaty. So hey, you want to own a meta slave? Here you go. You could own a meta slave. In creating the project, we want to show everyone is a slave to something, a slave to desires, work, and money. Over the past year, the NFT space has begun to explode. We've begun to see a growing number of racist collections. Most notably is the NFT depicting George Floyd as Floydies. This week, we saw another project that surely won't be the last racist NFT project, astounding, astoundingly called the Meta Slave, an NFT collection which feature images of Black people. After predictable and justified backlash, the project has not shut down. It is merely rebranded as white and Asian, etc. Blah 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 NFTs. The collection since removed on OpenSea contain over 1,800 NFTs, a reference to the year of the 1865, right? A reference in to the year of the Constitution was amended to abolish slavery. Every NFT was a blackface, priced at zero point zero 0.01 Ethereum and simply named MetaSlave and assigned a number. The faces had hallmarks of being algorithmically generated. So you can do this on your Linux boxes as well too. Um, uh, Such a surreally malformed accessories and teeth. All of this felt like a digital slave auction reinforced by a tweet captured by Wayback Machine, claiming that in creating our project, we wanted to show that everyone is a slave to something, a slave to desires, to work, to money. The tweet added that there would be other collections in the future, white and Asian. The project advertised on Twitter and Instagram. Both accounts have been deactivated since the rebranded. The project was criticized for being brazenly racist. The people running it have since oscillated between offering half-baked excuses and posting the backlash to push its collection out into the world before deleting their original account and rebranding to MetaHumans, and including faces of other ethnic backgrounds. According to OpenSea, the collection was created by someone going by Unipic at one point, according to their bio, now defunct Twitter handle Unique Fractural. But I wanted to, D had brought this to my attention. I wanted to bring this to your attention, about what ownership looks like, especially when we're talking about NFTs. Who's watching these projects, who is also aware of when these projects are popping up. Let's go look at the Floydies. I don't know if you've seen the Floydies. Let's look at that so you can get an image of that. So here we go. These are what some of the Floydies look like. The latest horrible NFT project co-opts George Floyd's image. This is what they have George Floyd looking like. Don't be surprised if you see Ahmaud Arbery, and don't be surprised if you see a Sandra Bland. Don't be surprised if you see a set of NFTs of all the people that have died by the hands of guns, from cops and whoever else. Do not be surprised if you see a Malcolm X one, or a Martin Luther King one, or a KKK one, or anything of that nature. Don't be surprised if you don't see plantations in the metaverse, because people are already buying land. I was looking to buy some land yesterday in the Sandbox. You can buy decentralized land, or you can buy Sandbox, and then there was one other place you could buy. So I was looking to buy some land. I actually wanted to buy some land, and I started playing with the Linux stuff, creating my own NFTs, generating my own characters, and putting them out there. So I'm still working on that project. I should do a screen share with somebody one day, and just pull that up and go from there, so we can, I can show you how it can be done and put it out there and see what happens. We were talking about mining this morning inside of not inside of Bit, but inside of our group, where we were talking about mining helium. We talked about mining helium the other day. So just putting that there, I'm just throwing it out here to show you like what's happening, and to be mindful of these things and what's going on around you when it comes to this. So let me get back over here to the article. Close that one now. All right. So the deadheads, right? So once the characters were minted, it would give the community a sense of ownership, not just over the NFTs themselves, but of the show as well. As the Deadhead site explains, imagine if you own Obi-Wan from Star Wars by creating a system where people can own characters, where you can own George Floyd, where you can own a slave. Investors can access the value of their purchases in real time based on the popularity of the characters and the programs in which they appear. Right. So Jensen knew that the idea was, and that gets into another conversation. What if you go to a conference and they start turning your pictures into NFTs, where you can own the picture in which you're in, and someone else can own it, but then they can go off and do something else with that picture because now they have ownership of it. But do you have to put in some type of rights, some type of protections to say you can't use it this way, or you can't use it in some other way? I don't know. So it's just thoughts right there. Jensen knew that the idea was going to work. There was much more to do than just creating an initial NFT artwork. It also involved delving TV episodes and movies with characters, and not just a few either. it would need to be an ongoing stream of media content. These would feature various characters from the project, weaving them from the project, weaving them into a coherent story. How does this type of investment work? All right, so let's get into how it works. Drop a drop a one if you are understanding where I'm coming from. Drop a one. What's going on, Sherry? Okay, the approach to the NFT investment was has the potential for more profound sense of ownership between entertainment consumers and entertainment medium. Moreover, investors are hoping that this ownership, again, you can own a meta slave. Investors are hoping that this ownership will prove lucrative to individuals in a way that traditional television and film industries are not. The gaming industry is also considering a foray into NFTs. Quartz, and I talked about Quartz before, a platform affiliated with major gaming company Ubisoft, has begun offering ownership of aesthetic game modifications such as battle helmets. The reception of the venture has been mixed with gaming community, but the future NFT options are being discussed by significant and indie gaming companies. And FYI, once these NFTs hit the blockchain, from what I'm hearing, they cannot be removed. They have to be doxed out. So just want to throw that out there. Um, Even companies are getting to NFT market regarding online entertainment and social media. In 2021, Nike launched a game on platform Roblox called Nike Land and purchased digital artifacts company RTFKT Studios. This grouping will allow Nike to sell virtual sneakers on RTFKT via NFT to players of Nike Land to outfit their avatars. We've also saw Louis Vuitton go into this. We also saw Gucci go into this, and so forth. So now there's marketing behind this. So those that are looking like how can I get into this from different aspects. So generating your NFT, creating your NFT, selling it, understanding where you're selling it, where you want to sell this at, and so forth. I talked about, I think it's Questream, how you turn your videos into NFTs. So the list goes on. Whenever commodity becomes profitable, there will always be wealth opportunities for marketing professionals to provide their services. In the case of NFTs, however, there are way more for creators and resellers to go about advertising their products. Marketing agencies have just begun to target the NFT market and offer help with sales and products. Most of the services that they provide useful techniques applicable to other industries. SEO optimization for NFTs is very similar to process compared to artistic media. And this goes on. It talks about how products are promoted, linking NFTs to physical products. We talked about that when we're talking about the real estate. Here's another one. A Gap is one example of this, and Mattel has also gotten on board, offering limited edition Barbie NFTs as well too. Multiple ways to make NFTs pay. D can drop this link if you have want to read. I don't want to keep reading all of that, but that's because we got so much other stuff to go through. But I want you to have that. So next up, JP Morgan banker turned DAO developer says credentials don't matter in the fast growing crypto world. All right. Jacob Blish of LDIO DAO, and you want to know what a DAO is. So, what is a DAO? Here we go. All right, decentralized autonomous organizations. All right, I don't know if y'all been watching these drops. There have been a couple of drops that have been going on for quite some time, as well too. But let's get into this. What are DAOs and why should you pay attention? There have been a lot of funds created around this. I can't close this right now, but you're gonna have to bear with that. Can you imagine a world of organizing with other people around the world without knowing each other and establishing your own rules and making your own decisions autonomous, all encoded on the blockchain? I'm going to pause right there. Did you hear about the couple that ran off with $3 billion? That got caught. Did you see that from in New York? 3 billion crypto. I think it was a crypto fund couple NYC. DOJ arrests a New York corporal and seizes $3.6 billion in Bitcoin related to 2016 hack. $3.6 billion. Pull that up. The Justice Department seized $3.6 billion of cryptocurrency tied to the 2016 hack of virtual currency exchange and arrested a New York couple with conspiring to launder billions of worth of stolen coin. The seizure, the largest ever for the department, and arrests stem from 2016 breach of the Bitfinex exchange. At the time of the hack, the stolen funds were worth 71 million, but the value has since soared to 4.5 billion. Yep. So you can look them up and get into that. But let's get back over here. Um, the age education don't matter to crypto jobs, and we saw that age and education doesn't matter to crypto jobs. We had Joe on and Maxine on from X4 Technologies, where the jobs are not requiring you to have a degree. They're not requiring you to have um, 30 years of experience. They're looking anywhere from 6 months to a year worth of experience, maybe even 2 years worth of experience. Understanding Rust, understanding Solidity, understanding blockchain in general. And those jobs are again at starting at 300 to $1 million, right? So get in where you fit in. And it says Billy left his JP Morgan Chase job after 2 years for a career in the fast growing crypto world. Speaking of Chase, D showed me this, and there was another one. Have y'all seen the two incidents this week that come up with JP Chase where black women are trying to cash their checks? One was 16,000 and one was 13,000, and JP Chase was like they didn't feel comfortable cashing their checks for them. And so one lady jumped over the counter. I think hers was 13,000. The other lady that had the one for 16,000, she's suing them for that. But I'm gonna tell you this because this is a personal experience that happened to me. I went to Wells Fargo to cash a check. When I was buying my house. Um, was I buying my house then? No, I wasn't buying my house. I had already had my house. This happened after I had bought my house, and I had a check for $25,000, and I was taking the check to go get cash, which I've done a million times before, but because I was in the hood and versus down in Sarasota. When I was in the hood, the lady was like, "Where'd you get this check from?" I was like, "It's on the actual check of where I got it from." And she like, "What is this check for?" I was like, "For me to have." Like I don't like I want to have the check. I want the money, right? And then she was like, "We're gonna have to put a hold on this check." And I was like, no, you're not putting a hold on my money, right? Because when they put a hold on it, then they start trickling in over 3 or 4 days or something like that. I like, no, I want all my money now. I don't feel like it, and I didn't need the money right then, but I just didn't like the fact that she wanted to hold it because I've cashed larger amounts of checks before. And so I don't feel like you need to hold my money. And I was with Wells Fargo, so you can go do the history and see what these lump sums look like. So um I said, well, okay, well, we can't do it here. So I got my check back. So as I'm walking out of the bank, she follows me out of the bank. She follows me out of the bank, and I was like, I know this lady is not following me out of the bank. She can't be following me out of this bank. Ain't no way this lady was following me out of the bank. Are you serious? Are you really following me out of the bank? Like, you not following me out of the bank. Yep. So then I go to my car and I think, I don't know what I think I was driving my F type R at the time. And so I go, to go get in my car, and I feel her behind me, and then she goes around and pretends like she's walking to her car, but she got pen and paper in her hand. And so I was like, "Is she finna call the cops? Like, please call the cops! I'm begging you to call the cops. Please call the cops." And she was writing out my tag number. Um, and I was just like, this really happens in real life. Like, people really don't think that you're supposed to be able to have a check of that amount and cash it. Like, I was like, wow, wow, oh, okay. So I end up going down to the bank in Sarasota, walked right in. The lady's like, yep, we cash your check right now, Miss Reed, no problem. There's no hold. We would never hold your money. For what? You're fine. Then I went back to the bank the next day because I ended up calling Wells Fargo um, management and filed a complaint. Um, and they got in touch with the branch manager. They had a conversation. D went back up there with me. Um, the guy he was like they don't have no need to hold your account, your check. He was like, everything you needed was on she needed was on that check. She didn't need to even ask you all those questions. Like, that wasn't even necessary, right? So I understand. So let's get back into it. um let's see. All right. Crypto collectives known as a DAO, as crypto collectives known as DAOs gain momentum, employers aren't focused on so much as resumes, but how quickly can you adapt? According to February 5th report, Bloomberg News, Jacob Blish, the head of business development at Lidio DAO, said he doesn't even care about the background of the potential hires. The industry is growing so fast. I need people who are fast learners. He told Bloomberg, if you're 42 or 22 and you went to Harvard or didn't go to college at all, it doesn't matter. Blish, according to the report, left JP Morgan Chase as an analytics developer after 2 years for a crypto career. He's now looking to expand the team at Lido, a DAO focused on solving staking issues in Ethereum 2.0. Blish did not immediately respond to insiders for requests for a comment. DAOs, short for decentralized autonomous organizations, are in essence a group of people pooling resources, usually money in the form of cryptocurrency for a common goal. The DAO rules and votes are established on a blockchain technology, giving every member a say. Famously, one DAO attempted to buy rare copies of the U.S. Constitution. Others have set rights on golf courses or an NBA team. Speaking of an NBA team, which is an NFL team, I think Byron Allen is in the running to buy the Denver Broncos. FY. Another has built a collection of NFTs known as non fungible tokens. Crypto hiring has surged in recent years, with a number of jobs in the industry surging from 400% to 2020 to 2021. And we've seen these numbers. I posted these numbers as well too. Wells Fargo has added 1,000 jobs with the word crypto in it. So again, um, this is just another thing that I want to highlight. So, see, we did the NFTs, we did the crypto. All right, here. All right. And let me see. Is this it? No, maybe here. here's where I want to go to. All right, so how to create an NFT crypto art on a Linux and publish it for sale on the blockchain. For those that have, you could do this on a GCP machine or what have you, whatever. But here you go. What can we transform into an NFT? Okay, we can transform images, vector graphs, 3D graphs, music, videos, documents, among others. What software can I use to create my own NFT? This is all on Linux. GIMP, Inkscape, I guess KDen Live, Rose Garden, Audacity, Blender, Krita, Libre, Cat, and others. What are the best known platforms for NFT and publish for sale? OpenSea, Rarible, and Mintable. Other platforms to trade NFT, Super Rare, Nifty Gateway Foundation, Axie Marketplace, NFT Showroom, and Viv3. Do I have to have a blockchain wallet in order to create, own, and sell my NFT token? Yes. I have a wallet. You could get a wallet as well too. The most used wallet currently on these platforms is very popular MetaMask for its simplicity of use, to connect it with time connect to connect it with this time for platforms for possession and transfer of none or NFTs between user wallets. Process to create an NFT in OpenSea. OpenSea Marketplace is built on Ethereum. Click create, and they're walking you through it, and then say create the collection, and then they walk you through that. Add a banner image to the NFT collection in OpenSea. Create an NFT collection in OpenSea. Uh, Create your characters, the cost of publishing, and then how to sell. So here, D can drop this article for you. So if you want to create your own NFT as well, too, right? And to get that one out. Let me see. All right. So I'm gonna work backwards, and then we're gonna flip back and forth. So, um, you are expected to ask questions during a job interview. Same long lines when we're talking about crypto and jobs, still in the same category. Here's what you should say according to a veteran tech recruiter, right? Um, Jenny Taylor said it's impressive when candidates ask what she thinks about the CEO. But you could also ask, what do you think about the company itself? Well, why have you stayed so long? Do you like staying at the company? Is the company how has the company changed from when you started to now? Would you hire your best friend for it? D, you on the screen? What's going on, D? You got
Oh,
some
I
news?
was yeah, I was doing a little house manager stuff on the side. So I was
Oh,
making
okay.
sure that was getting done. So um yeah, I always ask questions as well. I think it's really important that you do research. Sometimes you go above and beyond your research when it comes to the job. Like it's it's amazing. But yeah, like
Well, it's
one
got to be
company
amazing.
I worked for, they had just fired like over 2,000 people, and I asked, based on that, to that. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear you.
Front desk has now called me back. Based on that firing, what has the company done to restructure? And I asked them a whole bunch of business questions. Like, I need to know. Like, I don't want to be hired on a sinking ship. Like, not at all. So you should ask questions. Again, it is a mutual relationship. You're interviewing them, they're interviewing you to see if this is somewhere you want to be and if that relationship is going to be mutually beneficial.
D, what they doing? Are they knocking on the wall?
It's the floor. And I'm about to call her back. Because I told her I was on a live stream and it is like cracking up. Like it cranked up. Like it's moved and it's literally over my head.
So let me get into some of these questions that they have. They say some of today's internet users and next generations are looking forward to starting social organizations searching for an answer to how can we exchange values in a trusted environment. Blockchain enables automated, trusted. Is this the right one? No, that's not. I'm on the wrong article. Y'all let me read the wrong article. Hold on. Here we go. Is this her? Yes. But that would be a good question. How do y'all exchange information at work? Because people at work don't like for y'all to talk about your money that you make. All right, says the ones that I like, that the ones I like are the ones that actually re up. So they'll quote something our CEO has stated strategically and then ask me about it. There are much harder to answer, but those are really good questions and good questions and show in-depth research. So I just did an interview over at Octo and Mail with one of the people that we were interviewing requested me in an interview. So don't I was like I've never really requested anybody in a for an interview. So maybe there's somebody you want to talk to that's not in the loop of your interviews, and maybe you should request them. What's going on, Sherelle? So maybe you should request them, right? In somebody that you maybe discovered on a YouTube channel and you want to request and have a conversation with them in an interview. Request them, see what happens. Um, there's also much harder to answer, but those are really good questions that show in-depth research. Taylor said that she will often ask candidates some probing questions in order to determine their depth of knowledge. They might mention, "Oh, I know IBM is an AI and cloud computing company, so I could ask probing questions about AI and a specific example of what IBM has done with AI." Right? Y'all should have a lot of answers on some of these things of some of these companies as examples because we give a lot of them. Likewise, if they say IBM ethics or the fact that it's a diverse company, can they point to anything specific they have read? um, Research the company because we certainly check that people are applying to IBM because they know about IBM, not because it's just some corporate they may have heard or they're just going through a list of companies cutting and pasting the same application. All right. Recruiters say that it's okay to ask questions at the end of an interview in order to double check whether they're in anything about their resume or qualifications that you would like to clarify. Ask them what kind of leader they are, what they think for what they think are challenges you might face in a role can be good things to ask. However, it's not simply about impressing the recruiter. Probing for red flags can help you understand whether you want to work for a company or not. It's a two-way street. I'm interviewing you, you interviewing me. If I don't like you, I might not like the company, right? It's just certain things you grow to talk about. All right. Let me make sure I close that out. All right. Go back over here. All right. BlackRock plans to offer crypto trading services report. BlackRock is said to be gearing up to offer crypto trading to investor clients. According to a new report from CoinDesk, sources say, with the knowledge of plans, say trading will occur on the portfolio management system Aladdin, the asset manager, asset liability, debt, and derivative. Oh, awesome. Derivative investment network. The firm also plans to enable investors to borrow using crypto collateral. Still, it's not yet clear when crypto will be supported. So that's on BlackRock, and you can expect other places like your Charles Schwab and all of them to start falling in line as well. All right, we don't want to do that one. Let me go back over here. We got that last. Oh yeah, we did the Dow stuff. I'm just going down my line. All right, yeah, this is all cybersecurity stuff here. Oh, here's go. There was another one in here. All right, Salesforce tells employees it's working on an NFT cloud service. So Salesforce co-CEOs Mark Benoff and Brett Taylor spoke about the company's vision for NFT cloud servers, according to people with knowledge of it. The discussion came during an online sales kickoff on Wednesday. A director of market strategy at Salesforce predicted in December, a blog post 2022, that there would be a big year for NFTs. NFTs, watch out for the NFTs for Super Bowl as well too. Salesforce told employees a sales kickoff on Wednesday that the company plans to release an NFT cloud. According to people with knowledge of the matter, NFT are unique digital assets stored using blockchain technology. They've taken off in a world of art and collectibles, and Salesforce sees an opportunity to bring technology into enterprise software. So they want to own the back end of that. Have a own the back end of that. So now that you have an interview coming up with Salesforce, ask them about what's the vision of creating this cloud. What is their vision of that? What kind of GPUs are they looking at? Um, how are they going to ensure cyber around this? What is their look? What is their vision of uh, uh, compliance with that? What compliance rules do they need to adhere to? Right. Um, let's see. Executives at the meeting referenced NFT related work that Pepsi has done, and as an example, another person said. So they say here, Salesforce, which provides cloud-based software for sales reps, marketing departments, e-commerce vendors, wants to offer services for not artists, but artists to create content and release it on a marketplace like OpenSea. One person said last month OpenSea said it raised 300 million at a 13.3 billion dollar valuation on the back of a surge in NFT trading, which surpassed 23 billion in 2021. Salesforce could potentially integrate the tool with its own ecosystem where transactions can be managed. The people said Salesforce Marketplace could mean that there wouldn't be a need to use OpenSea. Salesforce interest in this space shouldn't come as a surprise. Time magazine, which is owned by Benoff and his wife, Lynn, recently introduced Timepieces, a digital collectible that gives owners access to magazine contents and events. So they're saying he called Times Project a great example and said NFTs will become more pervasive as they move towards the novelty phase. So there you have it, right? When they start talking about NFTs, here's John Lennon and the Beatles memorabilia to be auctioned off as NFTs as well too, right? I think NFTs are going to be the easiest way to get in from a financial perspective. You can see we got a lot to go on here. We got a lot to chew on. So let's go down the line. Let's see where we want to go next. Where y'all want to go next? Where do you think you want to go next? Cyber? You want to talk about microscopes on microphones? I mean, on cell phones? Do you want to talk about the electric vehicle charging infrastructure? We can also talk about quantum computing. You want to talk about 3 strategies to recruit and support first gen grads. What do you think?
Where should we go? I think I need to hear that in the chat. Where do you want us to go? There's always so much. And it's our, you know what? It's our 30th episode. But you did such a great surprise giveaway last week. I mean, you can't even top that. Like, I'm not going to even ask for a giveaway this week. I'm not going to do
it. Somebody want to do quantum.
Quantum. Well, quantum it is.
All right. Let's go. All right, let me go find that on quantum. Let me find the tab. We got some other stuff to talk about. Where's my quantum tab? Where you go, quantum? Did they have it over here? Was quantum an option?
I don't
Let
know.
me look.
You always talking about quantum. I guess you just
Oh,
probably
there it
put
is.
it in there.
All right. A map of quantum computing. All right. So I'm not gonna play this whole thing, but let me see if they got the chapters in here. All right, let me see. No, they don't have the. Oh yeah, they do right here. So, how quantum computers work, quantum algorithms, potential applications of quantum computing, and the model. Let's go with the potential applications of quantum computing. Right. So let's go here. I'll turn this up.
Reactions or how electrons behave in different materials with a computer. Here, quantum computers also have an exponential speed up over classical computers because classical computers really struggle to simulate quantum systems. Now, I've made a whole other video about quantum simulation, which you can watch here. But basically, simulating quantum systems with as few as 30 particles is difficult, even on the world's most powerful supercomputers. We also can't do this on quantum computers yet, but as they mature, a main goal is to be able to simulate larger and larger quantum systems. These include areas like the behavior of exotic materials at low temperatures, like understanding what makes some materials superconduct, or studying important chemical reactions to improve their efficiency. One example aims to produce fertilizer in a way that emits way less carbon dioxide, as fertilizer production contributes to about 2% of global carbon emissions. Other potential applications of quantum simulation include improving solar panels, improving batteries, developing new drugs or chemicals, or materials for aerospace. In general, quantum simulation would mean that we'd be able to rapidly prototype many different materials inside a quantum computer and test all of their physical parameters, instead of having to physically make them and test them in a lab, which is a much more laborious and expensive process. This could be a lot faster and save a huge amount of time and money. But it's worth reiterating that all of these are potential applications of quantum computers because we don't have any quantum computers that can solve real-world problems better than our normal computers yet. But these are the kinds of problems that quantum computers would be well suited to. Other applications outside of quantum simulation are optimization problems, machine learning and AI, financial modeling, weather forecasting and climate change, which I'll be honest, I don't really understand how that would work. And finally, cybersecurity, which I think just boils down to Shor's algorithm, which I've already described. Now, we need to be a little careful about the potential for hype here, as a lot of the claims of what quantum computers will be good for come from people who are actively raising money to build them. So it makes sense for them to piggyback on topical subjects in their pitches. But my take on this is that historically, when a new technology has come along, people of the time aren't generally the best at being able to tell what it's going to be used for. For example, the people who first invented the computers never dreamed of the internet and all of the things on it. And this is likely to be the same for quantum computers. So for me, the application I can really understand is quantum simulation, and that's why I focused on that in this video. Anyway.
So when we're talking about this and from this quantum perspective, right? We also have to take into account, like, when we're talking about quantum computing, there's still a layer, and this is what IBM is attempting to do. Is there's a layer that's over the quantum computing as well, but the deployment of the application is still a DevSecOps pipeline. So that's why I focus on DevSecOps, because me personally, I think DevSecOps, even you can say ML ops or AI ops or whatever, it still focuses on getting an application deployed onto some type of cluster for that application to do whatever the application needs to do. But how do you ensure that the application is getting deployed the same way every single time? The testing that needs to be done, functional testing and unit testing as well too. So that's what DevSecOps gives you. So you get that all the time. LJ, if I don't know, is this your first time here or whatnot? Because I see you asking, has anybody ever worked for Red Hat? There's a whole Slack group of Red Hatters in the Slack group. I know plenty of people that work at Red Hat. I worked with plenty of people that worked at Red Hat. I managed people that worked at Red Hat. So I'm not sure what you're looking for, but if you are asking that question, I would tell you to go over to the Slack group and ask that question there and talk to the Red Hatters there. There have been Red Hatters on our live streams as well too. I'm not sure what you're looking for. I'm assuming you're asking about a job and how does it pay and what is it work? What is it like? There are people that in our Slack that can answer those questions too, or you're trying to get a job there. I'm not sure, but it's very vague question there. I'm learning that post-quantum technology will hopefully eliminate cybersecurity attacks. Well, that was a conversation we actually had at the bar. So if the quantum computer actually breaks the 250 the AES 256 encryption, that should not be public knowledge because that would ruin a lot of things. And so then the question will become that we need to create something else needs to be done in order to be used because it'll then be a known vulnerability because that's the hardest one. And from the sounds of it, using quantum computing is going to be able to crack it in a matter of seconds, maybe minutes. So there's a race out there. And like we were saying at the bar, like that should not be told to anybody else that once if a university cracks it, nobody should say anything. They should just be quiet and come try to figure out how to prevent that from getting out to everybody else. Right. So that was that one when we talk about quantum. So over here, I was talking about these stocks earlier. And here they just wanted to show like 140% to 225% gains in growth stocks to buy. And they were looking at these right here. So for instance, ARK Invest has, and I saw Tesla was down to $850. Was it 850? 825? Hold on, I get me the line. It came over on my thing just a few minutes ago. All the stocks have been down. Is anybody finding in shorting or doing puts or calls, or you just strictly into ETFs? Anybody got any issues there? Anybody put their money up, try to protect their money? We're gonna talk about money protection. I think it was 850 or 853. So let's take a closer look here. Tesla, semiconductor shortages, and again, Tesla came out with their quantum computer this week. So you can imagine what they're going to be doing with their quantum computer as well. But Tesla turned into another impressive performance for the fourth consecutive year. It ranked one of the world's leading EV brands, holding 14.4% of the market share, and the company grew its deliveries by 87%, outpacing other high volume manufacturers for the 13th consecutive year. They talked about a little bit more about Tesla. Let me get to the other company, Snap. Everybody's been talking about Snap for the past week or so. Snap is a camera company that specializes in AR and AI. Its core product in Snapchat, a social platform designed for visual communication. Specifically, people can personalize photos and videos with AR lenses, tools that add 3D objects and special effects, which their content with friends and share their content with friends, family, and so forth. And so they talked about Snap this week too being on the rise. So should you invest in 1,000 in Tesla right now? Before you should consider Tesla, you'll want to hear this. Our award-winning analyst team picked the best 10 stocks, this, that, and other. But I don't know. I'm holding Tesla for the long haul. I'm also holding, and this is not financial advice, I'm also holding on to Asana and RVLV. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. Asana and RV LV have been doing me quite well. Here's RVLV, the Raw Group. They've been doing me all right. I can't complain. I can't complain about them. We got a big dip here in January, but I can't complain. Their returns has been okay for me. Um, so check out the Revolve Group and what they do. You can look that up. And then Asana, I think is what Asana. Asana, yeah, Asan. They've been doing all right for me. Um, I can't complain about them. My returns have looked all right. Asana CEO has bought a billion. A company stock is likely the largest purchase ever by a corporate insider. Their stock has been doing pretty good. I can't complain about them. Let's see. Um, Puts on CAR. What is CAR? Avis Budget Group. Okay. I'm trying to learn cryptography and quantum computing when I can start with. Oh yeah, you could. I would go with quantum. You can go to IBM and probably look at it and edit. Oh yeah, I'm holding test. It'll be fine. All right. So that was that one. Remember, just some of the stuff is from earlier, and some of this is from now. Microsoft considers pursuing a deal with a cybersecurity firm Mandate. Software maker has been building capability against threats. Discussions may not lead to an offer for cybersecurity firm. Let me blow this up because it may be a little small. Um, but you know, with all this blockchain and NFT stuff like that, I feel that companies, it's a net floating around. I feel like companies are going to start, putting out um, getting more cybersecurity companies to help with some of the unknown spaces, because it's going to take a lot more to hire people and train them than it is just to acquire hire. With that company specifically focused on such things as blockchain and NFTs and crypto and so forth. It's too much to teach people, where you can hire some people and let some people who want to go and learn more about it transfer into those said departments or umbrellas or whatnot. So I'm not surprised about that. All right, so let me go back over here. All right, so Microsoft in talks to acquire cybersecurity research and incident response company, I guess Mandiant. According to people familiar with this discussion, a deal would bolster efforts to protect consumers from hacks and breaches. The deliberations may not result in an offer, said people who asked not to be identified because the talks are private. Um, Mandiant and Microsoft declined to comment. Their shares surged 18% on the New York Stock Exchange, bringing its market value to 4.3 billion. Microsoft gained 1.2% to 304. Adding mandate will build up Microsoft's arsenal of products for protecting clients and responding to cyber threats. The software giant has bought two smaller cybersecurity companies last year, and said last month it amassed 15 billion in security software sales, up 45% from earlier that year. The company last year named former Amazon cloud executive Charlie Bell to oversee security efforts, and it had 3,500 employees working to safeguard from the chip to the cloud. So, and then they talk about Mandiant shares here. What does that look like? Who they are, and so forth. So, if they do get bought, kudos to them, and I can see Microsoft really needing that. All right. So, do y'all remember how much worth you have to build a family office? Drop in the chat how much that is. And drop in the chat your thoughts on the family office. What are you thinking? Do you know the number? If not, you can look it up. Truth be told, said earnings on Monday, predicting stocks might drop 30. Might drop 30. Might drop. Yeah, they're probably gonna drop. They've been dropping all. It's like, they're not sure when the ending is gonna happen. Did y'all see what Meet Kevin sold his portfolio and ended his YouTube channel? He's still posting, but he's like, I'm not doing live streams on anything stock related anymore. Did y'all see that? All right, let's get busy. So, how to build a family office? Well, there's a magic number for a family office. I think it's 100 million for a family office. So over the past several decades, there have been substantial growth in family offices. Throughout my career, real estate syndicator, operator, and investor, I've seen firsthand how family offices work and invest. They handle wealth and investment management of families or individuals, generally in the amounts of 100 million and higher investable assets. 100 million. Let me hold something. I know somebody got 100 million in the chat. All right. In addition, some family offices handle the wealth management of multiple families that aren't related. Their only connection is that they put their resources together. I'm going to say that loudly again. This right here. Their only connection is that. We don't even know you like that. We don't even know you like that, but my G, let's get together. Let's put our resources together and access the professional talent that runs them, right? It's all about access, right? Their main goal is to grow the wealth that has already been created and transfer the wealth across multiple generations. I'm going to say that again. In addition, some family offices handle wealth management of multiple families that aren't related. Their only connection is that they put their resources together and access their professional talent that runs them. Their main goal is to grow wealth that has already been created and transfer wealth across multiple generations. Yep. That's what Google says. 34,000 of the U.S. households have 100 million. All right. I'm often asked about family office and when to consider creating one, but there's no easy answer. While individual or family might not have the need for a family office at the moment, there's some basic considerations when you feel that the time is right. Two types of family offices, right? Two types. There are two types of family office: a single family office and a multifamily office. A single family office manages the wealth of one individual or multiple family members. On the other hand, the multifamily office handles the wealth and investment management of multiple families that want to collaborate with each other. We're going to keep the wealth in our family, and 9 times out of 10, because we're keeping the wealth in our family and in the proximity of our families, we're probably going to end up marrying or having kids or something like that, marrying each other in that family because they know already the wealth of that family, right? They often don't individually have wealth of 100 million or higher, but aggregating their investable assets, they meet the criteria of having family office in a place to manage their wealth as well as save costs, right? Steps to creating a family office. The first and important step is in creating a family office: define goals of the individual or family members and create an organizational structure. Creating a family office is very similar to establishing any other business entity in which developing an organizational structure is first move. Involve CPAs and attorneys in the process to provide input on how to structure the family office, and there may be legal and tax issues involved. The next step is to determine whether you want to establish a family office in-house or have a third party create the structure and hire personnel and provide and maintain basic services. All right, the scope and the cost of the family offices, they go into that here, and then they give a summary. Let's go into the scope and the cost, and then I won't do the summary. Generally speaking, a small office with about 6 employees would cost anywhere from $1 million to $2 million to operate annually. A medium-sized office would require 15 people to operate with an annual operational budget of 3 to 4 million. A large family office would need approximately 25 employees with an annual budget of 8 to 10 million. When considering a large family office, you should be talking about 40 to 50 employees with an operating budget of 14 million to 20 million. Right? They go a little bit more in there, but I wanted to bring this to you because when I start talking about funds, right? So they go over here to Carta, Carta.com. Too many O's. Okay, so you got a family office, and then you have you can create a fund. Now, here's the cheap way. You can get a third party to go ahead and set up the legal work and everything for you. Carta is one of those places. How do I know about Carta? Because this is where my some of my stuff is housed that I use. So let's see, Carta. Let's see, private investors. I'm looking for fund administration. All right. Carter combines best-in-class fund administration services and innovation talk, so you can stop worrying about your back office and so forth. You can talk to an expert where the future of fund administration is. You get all your metrics and everything, so you can keep up with who's doing what. And then when the people need to collect money, you got everything already set up for you. You don't have to try to manage that on your own. So that's what we get here when we start talking about funds. But there are other products, as you can see here, that they offer. To do Carter for LLCs. Go here. Let me see. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have went there. Services by plan. Starter, IPO, right? So if you want to go, if you want IPO ready, you can use that here. Cap table management and 409 valuations. Manage your cap table. And so forth. So they just got different things that I want y'all to be aware of that Carter can do. As far as the family office goes, 100 million, and we're gonna have to get some people together to get that 100 million. And they'll have to just come from one person. All right. So I found this interesting too. Retired seeking income may want to consider closed-end funds. And I was like, what is closed-end funds? There are more than 500 closed-end funds with a total asset of $296 billion. I was like, what is a closed-end fund? Closed-end funds shares can trade at a discount or premium to their so-called net asset value. Many of these funds employ leverage, which can juice their returns and exacerbate losses. So if you're hoping to generate income from your investment portfolio, closed-end funds may be one nice piece of the puzzle. These funds come with more risk than, say, the U.S. Treasury, yet can also provide decent yield that may have a place in the fixed income portion, or the portfolio. And sometimes they give you a way to invest in underlying stocks and bonds as a price lower than if you were trying to buy them on the open market. They said, however, experts say it's important to understand what you're buying. All right, so here we go. As of January 31st, there's only 500 closed-end funds with assets totaling $296 billion. Unlike traditional mutual funds, however, closed-end funds generally issue a set number of shares at their creation, similar to a company that goes public and trade on the open market like a stock. This seems like this means that while the price share may be related to the performance of the fund's underlying assets, it is based on the investor supply and demand. Closed-end funds shares are routinely traded at discount or below their so-called net asset value, or they can be traded at premium. And you all should check out this closed-end fund. I won't keep reading all of this. I just wanted to bring it to your attention because I had never heard of it, and it's 500 created, and they've got assets of $296 billion. D, what's your thoughts on that? No thoughts? Are you frozen? Oh, I can't hear you.
I said, that's a lot of money. Between that and family offices, I tried to get my cousins to do it a couple of years ago, and I'm just like, oh, it's 5 of us. All we need is like $5,000. Let's buy a house in Richmond, California. Like, let's start off something. Like, when you break it down incrementally to people, I'm just like, goodness, let's do something together.
Oh, and that brings back the other conversation I was having this morning, to continue that thought that I was having this morning. So the rule of thought was most families need to be bringing in an average of between 275,000 to 300,000. I'm only trying to get you to 2 at a minimum. Let me clarify that it's 2 at a minimum. But the other way that was in that conversation that you can do this is increasing your insurance, taking out that $1 million insurance policy. So imagine everybody in your family had $1 million insurance policy, right? There's several ways to do this. You could do a whole life situation where you're being your own banker, where you're having $1,000 put in every month into a whole life insurance policy, and you could then do a dump in if you got some extra cash. But again, that money sits there and it grows because that particular company, in this case Mass Mutual, is not playing the stock market, but you're only going to get 6%, which is not that great, but it's better than just have it sitting there growing while the stock market does what it needs to do. So you can essentially take all your money out of one position, do a dump in, and if you want to cut yourself a check, off of that or something like that, you can do that and then pay yourself back. Almost similar to a 401k, where with a 401k, you could probably only take out a loan like maybe 1 or 2 times, whereas with this, you could take out multiple loans and not have to worry about that. It's no limit on the loans that you can take out, as long as I think it's a minimum, but I think you got to take a minimum of $100 or $1,000 or something like that. You said you're interested in boot camps. While those boot camps result in certificates, what boot camps are you talking about, Lucretia? I'm not sure.
It says you said you were interested in doing boot camps. Will those boot camps result in certificates?
That's what I'm saying. What boot camps?
She said you were talking about the boot camps. What boot camps were you talking about?
Well, I talked about a lot of stuff. You got to clarify. And I don't remember talking about boot camps on this conversation.
Okay, I will drop the link.
Yeah, drop the link. Come up. All right. Well, what do y'all think about the closed-end funds? D, what do you think about that?
You know what? Because I was doing house manager stuff, I didn't pay attention to the closed-end funds, so I don't want to comment on something that I really didn't pay attention to.
Okay.
Just keep it at 1,000.
Well, I'm gonna drop the link
I'll
in the
wrap
back.
it up.
I'm gonna drop the link in the back, and you can go read that. And you don't have to like comment now, but just so you can.
We'll chat about it a little later.
Right. But there you go.
I appreciate it.
I do what I can.
Okay.
All right. So let's go.
I was interested in this though.
What?
When I saw it on the page, I was like, "Oh, I got to hear more about that." But
the closed-end funds.
yeah, about the retirees and all that other good
That's
stuff.
what I was like, should I be looking to put my mama in something?
I mean, goodness. And I'm just like, shit, I'm about to tell everybody, look, if you need to help your parents pay on insurance, they need to increase that value to help close up this wealth gap. Like if you got parents and you don't know how much their life insurance is, and I would definitely help them increase that. And if you need to cover the difference, go ahead and cover the difference. That's one way we can help cover this wealth gap.
Yeah. So back to that closed-end fund. Let me just run back over that. The closed-end funds. There's only 500 closed-end funds with assets totaling 296 billion. Closed-end funds can trade at a discount or a premium to their so-called net asset value. Many of the funds employed in leverage, which can juice their returns and exacerbate their costs. So let's go here. See, closed. I was listening at something and they started talking about closing funds, and then I found this, and I was just like, what in the world? I've been missing out on info. I don't like to miss out on info. All right, so here I'm gonna just take the bite here on this one. All right. Investors looking for a predictable income potential should consider closed-end fund. Professionally managed to seek strong, steady distributions, let you tap into parts of the market that may not otherwise be accessible to you. All right. Blow this up. And close that. All right. So CEFs, closed-end funds, are specifically designed with a goal of translating their total returns into consistent, predictable, and often tax-advantaged income over time. A team of professionally actively manages all aspects of the fund, including its holdings, leverage, and distributions, seeking to produce regular monthly and quarterly distributions. Oh, it's an older video. I was like, man, I know I ain't saying nothing. This, I was like, did I say that? I don't remember saying that. All right. Closed-end funds offer exposure to a wide variety of income-producing assets in public, private, and around the world, including many that are difficult to access using, other vehicles such as less liquid markets or securities and alternative assets, as well as microcap equity investments. Unlike open-end funds, closed-end funds don't need to manage daily inflows and outflows from investors buying and selling shares. This means the funds can remain fully invested in their strategy rather than needing to hold cash aside like an open-end fund. It also provides the freedom to take a longer-term view and employ techniques such as leverage to potentially boost income. How do closed-end funds offer more income and diversification? Broader investment universe. Closed-end funds can invest in specialized, less liquid corners of the market, while open-end funds may not venture, such as alternative securities, real estate, and private placements. They enable individual investors to gain exposure to assets many could not access in any other way. However, these types of securities may pose higher risk. Leverage. Closed-end funds enjoy greater freedom than open-end funds to employ leverage as a part of their strategies. Leverage that is borrowing to gain greater investment exposure, potential opportunities, typically magnifies investment returns, leading to leading to higher highs and lower lows. What they don't tell me is how much money do I need to have? right? They don't tell me that I need to come in with $1,000 or $1 million. It don't even say that, right? But they do talk about it. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm so interested in it, it's only 500 out there. I want to know what I need to have. Do I need to have 2 billion? Do I need to have 1 billion? Do you have a closed-end fund? It does, but it doesn't say, right? So they talk about it here, like step one, key concepts of closed-end fund: the portfolio, the fund structure, and the leverage, the professional distribution management, the exchange listing. Share prices are set by supply and demand, and then a I got an echo. That was you, D. Portfolio, current income and appreciation, and then fund structure leverage. Funds total return, the distribution management, the distributions are monthly or quarterly, and so forth. So I don't know. I don't know how much you need. I just found it interesting that people have, there's 500 of them out there with $260 billion in assets that's out there. And but I thought I found it interesting. Plug up my laptop. All right, so that was, let's see, is this closed in? Yeah, that's closed in. All right, here. This is what I found this morning. And D, you dropped this thing because there's a lot of information on here, and we're not gonna have time to go through all of this. All right, all right. And our new, oh, let's not start there. Are annuities taxable? Let me see. I'm missing a page. Mm, there is a page. Let me scroll down here. Because what we want is this. That's what I want. What's the difference between an annuity and an ETF? Do y'all know what the difference is? How you looked at this, right? All right. So two common options for passive income streams, right? Two common options are annuities and ETFs. Each one of these options offers its particular set of pros and cons for investors and people saving for retirement. In this post, we will compare annuities and ETFs head to head, so you can make a more informed decision about which one of the two is better for you. What are annuities? Well, remember that $2 million I said that you can get in one big in an annuity, or you could cash out and take the penalty on the taxes and then go invest that money. But an annuity or insurance contracts created, issued by a financial institution or an insurance company to provide guaranteed steady income stream in the future in exchange for a premium. The guaranteed income stream can be set to can be set for a preset amount of time or throughout a person's retirement years through alleviating a retiree's concerns of outliving their savings, right? And then they go into how do annuities work. Annuities are insurance-based products. I think we all seen this. Hypothetically, 520 million each for reference. Oh, talking about for the closed-end fund. Annuities are insurance products issued by the insurance company as well. I mean, as with all insurance products, you have to pay a premium. In this case, this covers the income you're likely to receive during retirement and so forth. The premium is calculated based on your age, and it may even you use your health as well too. Insurance company covers market risk. And so some people like annuities, some people don't like annuities. I think you have to go with what strategy you feel works best for you. If you feel like doing a dump of like 100,000 into an annuity, and then maybe you put in $500 a month for the next, you put in $500 a month for the next 20 years, and then you have it carve you out a check off of that every month for your retirement. Say you retire at 65 or something like that, or whatever you choose your retirement to be. You know you got income coming in. It's sitting over here just collecting compound interest and then go from there. That's cool too. Some people don't like that, right? There's too much. I'm giving up too much control. I'm paying somebody to watch my stuff. I don't feel like that's cool, right? And D could drop this link so y'all can read it. So then there's ETFs, and we talked about these VOO, VTI, XLY, XLE. We talked about those as ETFs that you can invest in. And you can get the return of these over time when we're talking about these ETFs. I know I can't bring it up on the screen, but what I can do is I go to Yahoo Finance and we can look at like a SPY, a VX, is it VGS stacks or VSG stacks or whatever. But let's look at VOO. And then you can look at the performance over time. So you can see that years to date return of 24% over 3 years, 24.54%, right? Here it says 10 years at 14%, 17% at 5, 18% at 3, and 1 year 40.97%. So basically this base is based off of $10,000. If I throw $10,000 into this, it's saying I'm gonna average probably around 40% for a year. So you do 10,000 times 0.0497. So we can do a calculator here, and then we can go. Let's go 10,000. And we can multiply that by what's that? What did it say? What did I say? 40.97%. So let's multiply by 40.97%. So you roughly have like you gain $4,000.97. So you end up with 14,000. But again, it pays dividends too. So you're reinvesting on these dividends too, and you're still continually to put in above that 10,000. You're just starting with 10,000. You may put in $1,000 a month, so it may be 12,000, right? But it's also paying an investment as well too, based upon the number of shares that you have as well too. So you may have a fund. Let me see. They don't have it here. They don't have what their dividends are. That's what I was looking for. I can't remember if they're like 20 cent or 10 cent a dividend. And their shares are trading at $400. All right, so you may end up, what's that, 10,000 divided by 4,000. So let's go here. So we got 10,000 divided by 404.97 to be exact. So you end up with 24 shares, approximately 25 shares, right? So let's say every year you add, you add in probably, let's say it stays around about 400. Let's say you add in 20 shares every year for the next 5 years. Is that 20? Yeah, 20 shares. Approximately, yeah, let's say you did 10,000, so 20 shares. So 100 shares. So let's say 100. Yes, 125. I didn't include reinvesting and all of that stuff. Now let's say it's at 404, right? And I'm being cheesy here, but you get it. And let's say it's returning at 40.97, and I haven't included some compound interest and stuff. I'm just doing simple math here. So 20,000 added on to that. So you'll be probably about 70,000. But we might as well round it up to like maybe probably like 90 because we got some compounds. So I mean that ain't bad. That's just one look at. That's just one way to look at it. But I like VOO. VOO is good for me. It's not financial advice. I want you to know that. All right, Scandit. Snap so 150 million as a $1 billion valuation for computer vision based data and capture technology. Consumers and businesses are forever demanding faster and easier ways to get things done. And today's startup, this is building uh, a tech to make that reality using AI, and the camera on your mobile device is announcing a big round of funds. Scandit, which uses a computer vision to scan barcodes, text ID cards, or physical objects to trigger automated responses, provide analytics, and more, has raised $150 million in the Series D. In the Series D that values Swiss startup at $1 billion. Uh, do that right there, and then go back over here to it. Scandit made a name for itself with the technologies that can work with smartphones, meaning customers do not need to invest in some clunky, narrowly functional, customized devices to tap into computer vision magic. But this has been working on other applications of technology, including autonomous data capture, an area where it's also will also be putting some invest for some of this, excuse me, in some of this investment, right? But let's go check out this company, Scandit. All right, here we go. Scandit. Yes, I see it right there. Let's go here. And let's go to careers. And let's look at C positions. All right, so there's some super small on this page. Deny all, yes. All right, business and development. Let me see. Let me look at departments. Engineering, IT. Let's get there. All right, so 31 jobs: Android, computer vision, engineering, web, full stack, IT operations. They look like they oversee Zurich and so forth, and web developer, QA tester. Just a FYI, in case you were interested in these. And then again, remote. They may be remote, but maybe to that country though. So be careful with that as well too. But I just wanted you to see them. Again, that came from when we was looking at tech stops and jobs. All right, Goldman Sachs. All right, sees $105 oil. Anybody been investing in oil this week? Energy, I think it's XLE has been running off with running off the mic. Um, so Goldman Sachs now sees 105 oil, five sizzling buy rated energy stocks with high dividends. All right, let me get in here so we can see what they're talking about. EPD, Enterprise Product Partners. I'm just gonna highlight what they're picking out. I'm not gonna run into all this. MMP, that's one. Let me see. MPLX is another one. One OK or OKE. Remember, investors receive a 5.9% dividend. Raymond James has set a target price of $70 on one OK stock. And last but not least, WMB Williams Company. Williams Companies, and then it's WMB is their one, and they're saying that they have huge dividends. D can drop this in a thing. I drop it because I don't think D dropped the last few ones that I asked to drop. Here you go. Oh, that's not it. Here you go. There you go. All right. All right. So IBM constructs a CyberVault around the new FlashSystem family. IBM is fortifying its new PCI 4E enhanced flash system family with CyberVault features, right? And they show you down here. Flash system data is actively monitored in real time, and ransomware recovery accelerated by using validated restore points. Two new mid-range and high-end flash systems get PCIe 4 connectivity along with the new controller CPUs and have both capacity and speed increases. David Chandler, Director of Enterprise Systems for IBM business partner Gulf Businesses Machines, said that resilience is clearly a top priority for customers. IBM ability to help dramatically reduce recovery times is exactly what cyber resilience teams need to keep business running. So they're showing here what CyberVault does. I hope this. I gotta go back out. I hope that's big enough right here. They're showing IBM CyberVault here due to the CyberVault environment, the use of the use of safeguard copy technology. Data is continually checked and corruption is found and can be corrected faster, leading to shorter impact time. So it's constantly checking. So I guess you probably store stuff in the CyberVault as well too, right? And so here they're talking about major breach, infrastructure recovery complete, so forth, right? And they're walking through the phase here of detection phase. They want to be on this end of the detection, not over here trying to detect something. You want to be over here. You want to be proactive. Um, and they go on to talk about what this looks like. This is new hardware, and they're showing the benchmarks and so forth. Check it out for those that are in cybersecurity and probably want to play around with this and get some more insight on it. I thought this would be cool just to have an idea of what they're doing and what they're talking about. All right, we got four more to go. Microchip. Have y'all seen the microscope for your smartphones? You can get it. It's based out of Shanghai, of course, but you can get a microscope for your smartphone, right? I thought it was pretty cool, and they're showing the evolution over time and what that looked like. A microscopic vision at your fingertips. A tiny, lightweight, is excellent performing optical polarizing microscope. It is easy to use. Just plug the iMicro 2 onto your smartphone, and you're ready to explore the world through a microscope lens. You know when I probably would use this? Trying to get the hair off my chin. This
You
shoes
still wasn't gonna be able to see
it. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. All right, so look. All right, so here they're saying rather than magnifying power, the resolution of one essential features of the microscope I micro Q2P is tested with the U.S. Air Force 1951 resolution test chart, performing well and showing clear test bars, even with the interval of 2.9 micrometers. Look at that. There's that, and then it blew it up to that. You can read that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get me one. See, that's how it gets attached onto the back. You just be walking around with a microscope on the back. I think that's pretty cool. And you be like, you got a pimple coming in. I saw it from across the club. D, don't shake your head like that. Let me have my fun. All right,
Who am I to deny you such pleasure?
we're gonna put this over here. All right, so here's Palantir and WEJO team up for an OS for electric charging infrastructure. Right. I don't want to play this whole video, but we're going to get started. I thought it was newsworthy.
Palantir and the mobility data firm WEJO are deepening their relationship in the electric vehicle space. Today, WEJO unveiled the availability of the electric vehicle infrastructure operating system through the Palantir Foundry. And here to discuss this latest iteration of the partnership between these two companies is Richard Barlow, CEO of WEJO, and Sean Sanker, Chief Operating Officer of Palantir. Yahoo Finance's own Pasi Romanian is also stopping by for this discussion. Thank you all for being here. Richard, I'll start with you on this. Tell us who you're targeting to have use this EV infrastructure operating system and what kinds of problems this could actually solve.
So we're targeting network operators, we're targeting retailers, utilities providers, and energy companies, and a whole host of other organizations, including government, who need to understand where to install EV infrastructure. In 2019, 29% of all CO2 emissions came from vehicles, and EVs are now being introduced, not as fast as they should be, to reduce those emissions. We've now built with Palantir an operating system where a whole suite of agencies, of network operators and utility providers can now establish exactly where to install infrastructure.
So now look, this is what I want to say with this, what's going on with this. The reason why I brought this up is because Palantir, like a lot of people are like, if you do your research or stuff, a lot of investors are like, they're either all Palantir or they're all Tesla or they're all NVIDIA. In this case, Palantir was one of the ones I was looking up because I know they have relationships with everybody. But Palantir does a lot of work. And so this operating system, basically, if I'm listening at this correctly, Palantir is creating an operating system, which probably means they'll probably have some type of their own cloud. And so that's been talk about Palantir creating their own cloud. So if Palantir creates their own cloud and they have their own operating system for these charging stations, and they're collecting their own data and they're collecting all these other things, imagine what else they're going to do with this information, right? And what they're going to do with stuff. So just something to look at. Just put them on your radar when we're talking about Palantir and what that could be and what that couldn't be. So I just want to throw that out there. I found it interesting for Palantir. All right. Let me see. We're almost done. Okay. Oh, I don't have to go through this because we talked about annuities versus ETFs. All right. So let's do this. Let's talk about 3 strategies to recruit and support first generation college graduates. I found this interesting because one of the things that they talked about in this article was basically interns work for free because you're underpaid and so forth. So in here, they're saying they give a scenario. Stephanie is a first gen college student, meaning that neither of her parents hold a 4-year degree. She has skills to thrive in a competitive workplace, but she lacks the guidance and the cultural know-how to successfully navigate the complex world of corporate recruiting. First-gen students like Stephanie may have exceptional qualifications, but structural barriers throughout the recruiting process create innumerable obstacles. For lack of connections to obligations outside of school and work that make it harder for them to launch their careers. These challenges are often compounded by racial and class-based inequities, as first-gen candidates are more likely to be students of color and more come from lower-income families, while many employers have made great strides in building more diverse pipelines. Our recent research suggests that first-gen candidates are still slipping through the cracks. So there is a way that they're looking at to help those first-gen college students. So let's look at that. In pay to play, should employers charge students thousands of dollars to apply for a job? It may seem like a ridiculous question, but many companies do exactly that. Internships are essentially a source of talent. A 2019 study finding that 70% of the interns receive full-time offers from their employees. For many first-gen students, however, accepting an internship, around 40% of which they are underpaid, costs more than what they can afford. In our research, we found that first-gen students were 22% more likely than their peers to in 22% more likely than their peers to rate compensation as a top factor in their decision to accept the internship. This is hardly surprising. First gen students tend to have lower incomes and more student loan debt. The next part of the research they highlighted is that how even paid internships can be a major financial burden. Many of these positions require students to pay for housing in an expensive urban city. For a tenable worker from home setup and reliable Wi-Fi, sufficient privacy to take Zoom calls all day. We found 38% of first-gen graduate students tend to be unable to accept an internship without housing support. Right? This creates an unseen price of entry in many recruiting pipelines. Right? And so you're getting underpaid. You're more than likely in a big city, and on top of that, you can't afford the housing. And then there's also the other factor of eating and commuting and where and having a social life. So those are other factors that go into these internships. That's why I like apprenticeship a little bit more, because one, the rates are a little higher. Two, you're not just interning as well, and sometimes the apprenticeships um, can be local in the area of where you're staying. It doesn't have to have you move to another city, right? Challenges first gen students face are not solely financial. Many recruiters make assumptions, and here's where the good part comes in it, about what kinds of experience are relevant. Then these biases can be disproportionately excluded, um, can disproportionately exclude highly qualified first gen students whose resumes don't check the boxes. Research has shown that recruiters often look for candidates with backgrounds and experiences similar to their own, meaning that the student whose prior work and extracurricular experience is different than that of the hiring team may be overlooked. Do I need to read that one again? Do I need to read that again, D?
You might. I mean, Don even said it.
Right? Just read that again. It states that the challenges that first-gen students face are not solely financial. Many recruiters make assumptions, and recruiters make assumptions all the time. I told you the story about several recruiters have made assumptions with me about what kinds of experience are relevant, and these biases can disproportionately exclude highly qualified first-gen students whose resumes don't check standard boxes. And they're going to say that recruiters often look for candidates that with backgrounds and experiences similar to their own, meaning that students whose prior work and extracurricular experience is different than that of the hiring team may be overlooked. This bias is likely part of why we find first gen candidates were 15% less likely than other students to receive an internship or a full-time offer by December than those of their seniors. And it goes into a little bit more detail about this. I found this article very interesting from this perspective. Oftentimes, you'll get recruiters that call you and they'll say, "Hey, we got a good job out here for you. It's paying well," and you ask what's paying well, and they come back with 120. And I'm like, that's not paying well. And then they'll be like, well, you don't think that's a lot of money? And I'm like, no. And then it's like, well, what do you like, what do you think is a lot of money? I was like, well, it ain't 120, right? It ain't 120. I don't think that's a lot of money.
And then they're appalled and offended.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I told you about the guy from I think he was from North Carolina. He's trying to get me to take a job or DevSecOps jobs in North Carolina, and he was like, the job pays 160. And I was like, I wouldn't take a job like that, paying that kind of money. I was like, have to pay me way more than that. And he was like, what? He's like, well, what are you looking for? You should stay where you at. Who can't live off $160? I think your priorities are wrong. I said, I think your numbers are low, and have a nice day, because you don't know who I am, and who are you to tell me what's right for me?
Not only that, you call me. I didn't call you. What's your shenanigans?
So yeah, so you have to be careful with. It goes back to the conversation we had earlier. What people value, what people think your value is. Let me say it that way. People project what they think your value is. And the only reason why they're able to project what they think that your value is because you don't reject their thought process. You have to reject that thought process. I ain't say you have to be mean and nasty about it. I ain't say stab them in the neck. But, passively stab them in the neck, like passive income. Passively stab them in the neck. All right. So because there are people out there that really think that way, right? All right. And this is the last one, and then we're gonna get out of here. I got 15 minutes to run through this. Boom. 10 minutes. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. So I found this, but I only want to run through this because we're gonna have to do a deeper dive. We're not gonna have time to do it today. I'll come back and visit this on Highway Linux next week. All right, so DevOps culture and practice enablement. This is a class on Red Hat. I'm not telling you to sign up for this class. I'm telling you to go read the outline. I'm telling you to go read the outline. Let me say this again. D put me on the main screen. On the main screen. I'm not telling you to sign up for this class. I am telling you to go read the outline of the class so you can understand buzzwords and thought processes from this outline and do your own research. I'm not telling you to sign up for this class. All right, I'm back. I'm done. All right, so check it. All right, so
again, she is telling you not to sign up for this class. There is a free course that we have linked in the Slack channel to a free course.
No,
the same course offered by IBM.
No, this is different. This is different. This is DevOps.
Again, what I said was what I said is that there is a free course. So please do not come into Slack saying that course costs over $3,000. We know that. The course that we teach is a free course. Sign up for the free course.
Okay, so that was a different course. That's IBM. This right here is DevSecOps, right? What I'm saying,
I said what I said.com.
Yeah, you off. Get off. Moving on. All right, so DevOps, right? So this DevOps, the reason why I want to show this is because a lot of people are like, well, why am I learning Linux? And why am I learning Ansible? And why am I it's all about DevSecOps or data engineering. But with this course outline, you can get an idea of buzzwords, and you can also get an idea of the meaning of things to help you prep for an interview, right? So again, what does it mean about pair programming and mob programming? When we're talking about retrospectives, information radiators, and team sentiment. So conducting retrospectives, again, agile methodology here. What is impact mapping, agile practices, sprint planning, daily stand-up showcase, retrospective, backlog refinement. All right. Value stream mapping and process mapping. And you can see here they got things highlighted so you can go. And I thought this would just be something good for you all to just be able to click on and go view it. The other one is continuous integration, the continuous deployment, and continuous delivery. What is the difference between continuous deployment and continuous delivery, right? Event storming, user story mapping and value slicing, automated testing, and test-driven deployment, TDD, test-driven deployment, pipelines and code, non-functional testing, build, monitoring, and demo day, right? But if we go back up here and we click on backlog refinement, they take you to definitions to what these things mean. And so you can then do your own research and say, okay, well, when I'm doing an agile process and I'm looking up what it is for the backlog, and I'm doing backlog refinement, and then I want to know more about agility and so forth, you can then move into looking at looking up words on scaled agile, looking up these definitions on YouTube, having your own notes. So when you go look up a job in DevSecOps, you can then recognize these words as well when they're using it in descriptions. And it also gives you the ability to ask, well, how do you all conduct your stand-ups, or how do you do backlog grooming, or who creates tickets, who's the stakeholder, who is the product owner, who is the product manager, who is the project manager, how long have they been in their position, who's the scrum master, how long is the project running. These are the kind of questions that I hope generate that. But I want to go more into detail about this next week, so we get a better look at this as well too. And then I also have a case study for us for next week as well too. There's a case study I downloaded from Porsche, and how Porsche uses DevSecOps as well too. So we're going to go through that case study next week for Howie Linux, so we get a good idea of what problems did they have. And then we can kind of guess around and come up with a mind map on what problems did they have, and then how they solved their problems. So you have a visual of what took place. That's it. I got through it all with 8 minutes to spare. Anybody want to come up? See, yeah, you know how D is. Don't come in the Slack talking crazy. You know she crazy.
Why do I have to be the crazy one? I'm a nice lady.
Oh, you hear her talking, right? She said she a nice lady. You hear that, right?
Yeah. I am a nice lady.
She had to laugh at you.
Is that the front desk lady?
No, it's not. No, you come by. Bartender server lady.
Oh, hey, bartendress.
Come on in.
Oh, there it is.
Hey. How are you?
How are you?
Our favorite F&D person.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, F&B, food and beverage. Good to see you.
You too.
See all
gotta have drinks with you tonight.
Say what?
Gotta have drinks with you tonight. She's moving. She's finally moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting though.
Yeah, no, you won't see us no more.
You have
no, this is gonna be her hangout spot. You're gonna see her all
the time. I knew it.
See her all the time.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So, anybody want to come up?
She was like, "What are we doing?" I like her. She's fine.
So, what your nobody coming up? I'm glad y'all enjoyed the info. I put a lot of time into trying to make things like the investments over here. Okay, what's a closed-end fund? What's an annuity? What's an ETF? What's a family office? Okay, now I need to make my money in tech, and how do we make that money, and then go from there. Put that time and effort into that. All right. D, ain't nobody coming up. I tried. We got, it's 3. D is like, D got her finger on the end broadcast right now. Her finger is on the end broadcast.
No, it's not. Don't tell these people those lies. You're gonna stop telling those people those lies on me.
Yeah, she ready to end it right now.
Now I'm excited. We're going to pick up the keys to Tam's new place.
You know why she's excited? Because that means she's one more step closer to leaving.
No, I'm excited because she's going to be in her place by the Super Bowl. So hopefully we can go get these keys, go get her, maybe eat, go get her a television, and then they are dropping off her furniture bright and early in the morning. So if anybody knows me, I love when a plan comes together. Like, the plan is coming together. So it's all just boom, 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 boom. So hopefully we can get her set up by the Super Bowl, because there's the Comcast box or the Infinity box is there. So she has to do all that stuff. So I just want to make sure that everything is settled so she can be in her own place for the Super Bowl. Everybody's an introvert in IT. We're a whole group of weirdos. You see us, like,
why the introverts gotta be weirdos?
because we are a strange bunch. You have to be a unique person to be an
I don't know
introvert.
what you talking about. I ain't strange. I don't know what you talking about. I'm normal. It's the rest of you people that
You a bot. You're not even human.
it's
You
the
a bot.
it's the rest of y'all that's strange, weird. I'm normal.
By your definition, you are. Bless your heart.
And let's take D off the screen for a minute. How y'all doing? How's everything? Introverts may not wish to deal with people because oh yeah, you could not deal with people. I mean, it depends. It depends. It depends on what you want to do. I like the other view better.
I don't.
Why?
Because I like our background. It
No.
gives it bright, introspective. This is just like
In your
a
face.
struggle stream to me. It doesn't look polished to me.
This looks polished.
It doesn't. It's just like in your face.
I like it in your face.
I don't. It's not flattering.
I'm cute.
And friends, I didn't say you wasn't cute. What I'm saying is that view is not flattering.
I love it. Get a close up of. Okay, so let me put this out here. We're looking for somebody to help with StreamYard on the back end. D needs a break. Oh, you can start the IBM course. I mean, it's not going. No, I would start now.
Yeah, because we got plenty of videos that cover. Literally, have videos that cover a chapter 1 through 13 already.
Well, it covers the 124 and the 134
already. So if you want to go through them and then timestamp them to help you study, that'd be great too. Just send them over to me and I'll get it there in YouTube. But yeah, it's already in there. So if you want to study with people, then I would definitely go in there and tap on somebody's shoulder and be like, "What you in there doing?"
Yep. And anybody that want to come up, they got something they want to share or something that you want to see more of, or just want to say hi, feel free. I think D has dropped the link. I don't know how to do that.
Good.
Let me figure that out real quick. How do I do that? Let me see. I'm going to figure it out. What's going on, Rose? I'm going to figure it out. Oh, I figured it out. Copy the clipboard. And enter. Boom, I did it.
You did, but I mean, you didn't put any words in front of that. It's just some old random link. I need you to do better. If you're going to be in here and intrude on the stream, I'm going to need you to do better. I'm just letting you know. Do better.
So back to me, like I said, you're more than welcome to come up. Hey Rose, how you doing? I hope the declutter is going on all right. Mr. Austin, what's going on? Kiara, get started, get in the game. Lucretia, what's going on? Cherie, and I'm sick of this gnat.
Because the gnat is saying it's time to go. Wrap it up.
See, that tells you this the bossy person. This bossy. You remember when what you call it came out on this song? I'm bossy.
I'm not bossy.
That's
I'm
bossy.
excited. This is excitement jumping out of me. Don't you see it beaming from me, radiating?
No, Willie Beeman. I don't see it, Willie Beeman.
Look at that. Look.
I don't see it. Let me tell you what this is. Let me tell y'all what this is.
You didn't get some dimple, like.
Let me tell you what this is. I'm hungry. I want something to eat. I want to get something good because I've been waiting, and I'm bossy, and we need to go get this key, even though the place closed at 6.
Didn't I already explain what my excitement? Don't let anyone
oh God,
try to girl-splain what you already said. Don't let them take your joy.
D already had a booth
on a Saturday.
D already
don't let them. Don't let it. It's the closest ones to you that will try to steal your joy. The closest one to you try to steal your joy. It's a whole bottle of Prosecco in the refrigerator.
I don't know, Kiara. D be faking.
Sam got to move into her place before it be another binary hustlers.
No, I don't. We can do one tonight. But D be faking on the binary hustlers. Let me tell you, D be faking on it.
Fake is never going to be in my description. In the bio of my life, fake will not be there.
This is D cutting the head off. Several binary hustlers.
I love binary hustlers. I can't wait till we dig in.
It ain't cool. All right, let me get out here because it look like they setting up for an event too. Before people start coming down.
I was just sit there and look at them set up the event like they've been sitting looking at you.
It ain't been them. It's been the people. So there was this one lady. She was walking with her husband and kids. And I think you had fires out here. So some people are living in the hotel from the fires. But when I tell you, she was giving me the look of death. Like, how dare she be over there with that light doing a podcast? Like, she was angry looking. I got a bagel in the thing. I almost tossed it to her because I was like, why she looking so hard? She was evil and mean. But I'm expecting that.
I mean, you did set up shop like you are a resident right now. This is common space. You are. You can be wherever you want to be in the hotel.
Don't nobody come over here and sit down. The little thing was still moved out of the spot from where it was the last time. So all right, it's been it.
Are you ready to go? Do you not feel rushed? Because nobody wants to rush you. Are you okay? Do you not feel rushed? So Tamika has left the screen. So that means we are over. Thank you guys for coming out. Look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully we'll do a binary hustlers like during Super Bowl halftime. And so we can talk about the show. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much again.